Tim Smith from Moonshiners is a real spirited guy. Let's take a shot at his net worth other than possessing a secret family recipe and the knowledge needed to stay away from authorities. You only need one more thing to become a top-notch moonshine distiller. You need to be a character, and Tim Smith is definitely a character. Tim has been a fixture on the Discovery Channel's popular show Moonshiners since Season 1 dropped in 2011. With his signature overalls, often sans shirt, and endearing commitment to his family's moonshine legacy, it's hard not to like Tim Smith. It was especially touching to witness Tim turn his illegal business into something bona fide in May 2013. It's been nearly a decade since he partnered up with Belmont Farm Distillery, where his signature Climax moonshine was born, and it's still going strong. With Moonshiners, its spin-offs, and his own legal moonshine, folks are curious about Tim Smith's net worth. As of the time of this writing, TV show casts has estimated Tim Smith's net worth to be at about $700,000. One could say Tim has really diversified his portfolio since the show began, shifting out of the very illegal business of making and selling moonshine and into the very legal business of an actual company that sells moonshine. He spoke with Zombies in My Blog, real name, in 2013, soon after he partnered up with Belmont Farm Distillery to make and sell his family's recipe. At the time, Season 3 of Moonshiners was just beginning, and the world was well on its way to falling in love with Tim and his wacky antics. When asked why he named his moonshine Climax, Tim had a pretty G-rated response. "Climax refers back to my community. I live in Climax, Virginia, and I'm also the fire chief of Climax Fire Department," he explained. When Tim talks about making moonshine, and the way it has been passed down through a few generations, it's almost romantic. In an April 2014 interview with WHHI-TV, Tim was still pretty evasive about the process, despite the fact that he had been on the legal side of things for almost a year at that point. "We make it from an old-time recipe, just like they used to do it in the woods," Tim shared. He went on to hilariously say, "I don't want to say I did it. That'd be incriminating, right?" Tim has been pretty open about the fact that the recipe is his father's, but when asked how far back that recipe goes, you simply won't get a straight answer. "It could go back several generations. I wouldn't know that. That's before my time," he said cryptically. Of course, Tim has finessed the recipe a bit in his 40 years of making it, which is what makes it so special as each generation learns the big secret. Tim's son, JT, is already following in his footsteps with his own company. According to their website, JT Rye was born from a desire to introduce an old spirit to a new generation of drinkers while respecting family heritage and past generations. And just like that, the torch is passed yet again. Someday JT might tell his children the secret recipe so they can share it with a new generation. Tim Smith from Moonshiners is a real spirited guy. Let's take a shot at his net worth. Tim Smith, the charismatic and adventurous moonshiner from Discovery Channel's hit show Moonshiners, has become a household name over the years. His rugged, no-nonsense persona and deep knowledge of traditional moonshining have made him an iconic figure in reality television, but behind the scenes, there's a lot more to Tim Smith than meets the eye. With his foray into the world of moonshine and his business acumen, many wonder, what is Tim Smith's net worth, and how did he get there? Let's take a closer look at the journey of this spirited guy, from the backwoods of Virginia to becoming a reality TV star and successful entrepreneur. The birth of a moonshiner. Tim Smith's early years. Tim Smith, born in the Appalachian region of Virginia, grew up in a family with deep roots in the tradition of moonshining. His father and grandfather were both involved in the craft, passing down their knowledge of distilling spirits. For many in the Appalachian Mountains, moonshining wasn't just a way of life, it was a source of income, especially during the Prohibition era and beyond. Growing up in this environment, Tim was exposed to the art of making moonshine at a young age. The skills required for successful moonshining are as much about tradition and passion as they are about practicality. Distilling requires precision, patience, and a deep understanding of the fermentation process. Tim's early exposure to these practices was not only educational, but also shaped his future path. Despite the fact that moonshining was illegal in many parts of the country, Tim wasn't deterred by the risks. His family had operated in the shadows of the law, but the tradition was ingrained in him, and he wanted to carry it forward. So, after his teenage years, Tim began experimenting with making moonshine himself, honing his craft in secret. His later success. The rise to fame. Moonshiners and reality TV stardom. In 2011, Tim Smith's life took a dramatic turn when he was approached to appear on the reality TV show Moonshiners on the Discovery Channel. The show, which documents the lives of modern-day moonshiners in the Appalachian region, quickly became a hit. What made Moonshiners so compelling was not just the drama surrounding illegal distilling, but the insight it offered into the craft itself. Viewers were fascinated by the complex process of making moonshine, and Tim Smith's expertise became one of the show's main attractions. Tim's natural charisma and authenticity made him an instant fan favorite. Whether he was working in the stills or teaching the younger generation of moonshiners the ropes, Tim brought a level of genuine passion and professionalism that resonated with audiences. His no-frills approach to the craft and his willingness to share his knowledge, coupled with the high stakes of distilling illegally, made for great TV. But beyond the drama, it was clear that Tim Smith knew what he was doing, and people loved watching him do it. While the show certainly dramatized some aspects of moonshining for entertainment value, it also gave Tim Smith a platform to showcase his skills. But what really helped his rise to fame was his authenticity. Unlike some of the other stars of reality TV, Tim didn't try to create a false persona for the cameras. He was real, honest, and unapologetic about the lifestyle he led. His personal story and connection to the Appalachian tradition of moonshining helped endear him to viewers. The business side. From moonshine to legal spirits, moonshiners gained popularity. Tim Smith's exposure skyrocketed. But Tim wasn't content with just being a TV star. He had bigger plans in mind. After years of distilling moonshine in secret, he saw an opportunity to take his knowledge and turn it into a legitimate business. In 2013, Tim launched his own brand of legal moonshine called Climax Moonshine. Climax Moonshine was Tim's way of transitioning from the underground world of illegal distilling to the legal spirits industry. With the help of his expertise and the recognition he gained from moonshiners, Tim was able to brand his product and market it to a wider audience. He also incorporated traditional distilling methods and high-quality ingredients to ensure his moonshine stood out in a crowded market. The moonshine market itself was booming, thanks to the growing interest in craft spirits. Tim's product capitalized on this trend, and his Climax Moonshine was soon available for sale in stores across several states. By pairing his passion for the craft with a savvy business mind, Tim was able to take his brand from a backyard operation to a legitimate enterprise. In addition to Climax Moonshine, Tim also expanded into other spirits, including flavored varieties that appealed to a broader market. The success of his business ventures has allowed Tim to diversify his income streams, turning his passion into a highly profitable enterprise. Tim Smith's net worth. Breaking down the numbers file. Tim Smith's net worth is not officially confirmed. Various reports estimate it to be between $300,000 and $1 million. These numbers come from a combination of his work on Moonshiners, his legal moonshine business, and other entrepreneurial ventures. Moonshiners Solaria's one of the main stars of Moonshiners. Tim Smith likely earned a significant salary from his role on the show. Reality TV stars typically earn anywhere from a few thousand to tens of thousands per episode, depending on their level of involvement and the show's popularity. While the exact figure isn't known, it's estimated that Tim earned approximately $30,000 per episode during the peak of his involvement. With the show running for multiple seasons, this would have generated a substantial income for him. Climax Moonshine and business ventures. The bulk of Tim Smith's wealth, however, likely comes from his successful foray into the legal alcohol market with Climax Moonshine. While the exact sales figures for Climax Moonshine are unavailable, it is widely believed that the brand has done well in both national and international markets. By diversifying his product line and leveraging his fame from Moonshiners, Tim has been able to build a business empire around his moonshine knowledge. In addition to his moonshine business, Tim has expanded into other business opportunities, including creating a line of signature cocktails and branded merchandise. His brand is not just limited to spirits. It has grown into a lifestyle, capitalizing on his image as a rugged, authentic moonshiner. Other income sources. Tim also likely earns income from public appearances, endorsements, and speaking engagements. As a popular reality TV star, he's in high demand for appearances at festivals, events, and bars. Additionally, Tim's entrepreneurial mindset has led him to explore other outside of moonshine